I'm going to show you just the basics, how you can get started with Seint 3D Foundation with what I consider the basics. So before we get going, my name's Karen. So great to have you here. Feel free to answer or ask me any questions as we go along. So this is Seint 3D Foundation. It's a cream-based contouring and highlighting makeup. It's lightweight. It is great for skin types, all skin types, whether you're oily, combo, mature. So what I wanted to show you is what I consider a basic starter set. I like to recommend to my customers a contour shade. By the way, when you are one of my customers, I color match you and it's free. I have a color match form in my profile, but you can always message me as well. So contouring. Okay, super easy. It's not scary. I'm going to show you how. And I like to give you 3 foundation shades. We call them highlights. Don't get caught up on what they're called, potato, but 3 foundation shades. You can get 1 or 2 lip and cheek. You can get an illuminator, which is a little bit of a shimmer or a glow, or not. But what I really think is important is that you get a palette that you can grow into. And I think the number one thing I hear back from customers who start with me, who only get like a smaller 4 palette or even a number 8, which only holds 8, they're always like, oh, I wish I would have gotten a little bit bigger because I already want to add more to my palette. So this is a number 12 palette. So just because you get a larger palette when you start, this one holds 12 full-size tins, or a combination of smaller tins and full-size tins, so you can leave space. So, you know, you can add on now a couple eyeshadows, you can do a bronzer. These are some of my demi colors I like. You can, you know, but you leave room. You don't even have to put anything in here, but you've got the palette so you can grow. That is the biggest tip I hear from my customers. Please tell everybody, don't start with a small palette. Get a little bit bigger palette, even if you don't fill it up, so you have room to grow. 2 brushes. You can get away with 1 brush. If you can only start with 1 double-ended brush, get the 3D brush. This is the one I'll recommend. It can do your whole face of makeup, and I'll show you how to do that. And if you can swing it and get 2 brushes, 2 double-ended brushes, get the detail brush. Everybody wants this one. It's amazing. It's the next best thing. So these 2 brushes, which technically are 4 brushes, a lot of us already have beauty blenders, but make sure you have a beauty blender or get one, and then some setting spray. And you may already have the setting spray at home. You can even get away with using some translucent setting powder, but at this day and age, I am trying to stay away from powder as much as possible, and that's why I love the cream. So let's get going. Hey, welcome. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is show you contouring. Why do we contour? Why would you want to contour? Contouring frames your face, it adds structure to your face, it adds dimension, and it's not hard at all. I'm going to first show you how to use this detail brush here to contour. I love this end for that. So this is cream. This is a contour shade that matches my skin tone and my coloring. So I'm going to put contour right up here on my forehead first. Because I have a longer forehead, taller forehead, it helps to frame that and draw attention to my eyes. I'll blend that here in just a second. Then you can take and put a little contour underneath your cheekbones using that same brush. You just want to feel for where, if you've never seen this before, and if you have, hang tight. You just want to start by putting your finger here, feeling first, where is your cheekbone? We don't want to put it contour way high. We don't want to put contour too low. We want to put contour right underneath, just hugging right underneath that cheekbone there. If you want more of a lifted look, give your contour just a little bit of a scoop at the end. Make sure that you bring it up here and that you blend your contour on your cheeks up. See how that just adds a bit of a shadow? We don't want to come too far down, and we don't want to blend down. I'm going to contour underneath my jawline as well. That's my favorite place. We'll do the other side with the other brush just to give you that. Come down underneath your jaw, underneath your ear, right there, okay, behind your ear, and you want to put it not on the side of your face, not too low, but you're splitting the difference. You're really just kind of rubbing that contour right along the jawline so it catches just a hint where your jawline rolls over, just a hint where it rolls down. All right, contour on the forehead, underneath the cheekbones, underneath your jawline. If you want to, you can contour your nose. Don't overthink it. You're just adding a bit of a shadow along there just to define the nose and make it look a little bit thinner. shorter, put it underneath. That's all contour does. It adds a shadow, it pushes back, it adds dimension, and it frames your face. All right, let me show you the other side and then we'll blend it together. If you can only get the 3D brush, you can still contour. Just take this end here. I kind of put some up here already, but you can just pounce in. What I do is I'll squeeze it. And what does that look like? Now that I squeezed it, I'm kind of mimicking this brush here, right? Whoops. So go ahead and squeeze that brush, tap into your contour, and then again, pouncing up on my forehead. Here again, I'm just gonna tap into it and I can just squeeze it just a bit, press it up underneath my cheekbone, give myself a little bit of a lift. You don't have to do that. And then the next place is down here along underneath my jaw. Okay, so again, you can use and do contouring with just this brush and the whole face. So what you do then after you get your contour on, I like to blend as I go. Why? Well, I think it takes less time. 2, I can see exactly how much makeup I need. And yeah, I feel like I apply less. I'm more of a natural. I like to wear this makeup very natural, very light. Not, you know, but you can build it and wear it full coverage as well. And I'm blending my contour by tapping it, blending it up, down here, up into the hairline. Down here along your jawline, you want to blend it down and back, okay? We don't want to blend it up so that we have, you know, a darker shade on the side of our cheek. We just want to blend it down and back. So you just have that little bit of contour, that shadowing, that's emphasizing your jawline, and that's it. Let me know, how many of you have contoured before? Give me a heart or a yes. How many of you have not contoured, and do you think that was very hard? It's not hard at all. I hope you try it if you haven't. So, all right, next thing we're gonna do. Perfect, next thing we're gonna do is we're going to go over to these highlight shades. And let me turn it this way so you can see. I have 3 highlight shades in here. This one here is what I like to call my camouflage shade, meaning it's just a foundation shade that's a little bit warmer. It has an orange undertone. It works great for my melasma, rosacea, broken capillaries, sunspots, age spots. It's just this extra color correcting camouflaging shade. And in the summer when I'm wearing Bella bronzer, or I'm doing maybe some self-tanning, or I just get some natural color, this can be also used as my main shade. Okay, oh good, excellent. And now this one is my other highlight shade. This one's like my main highlight shade, and this one is my brightener. Okay, hey Jody, Jody's contoured extremely hard for you, being very pale with a light skin tone. So Jody, you wanna make sure that you have a contour shade that works with your skin tone. So if you, and cream is really wonderful because as you can see, this shade looks very dark in the tin, but when I went to apply it and blend it up here, it's just adding this little bit of a shadow to my skin tone. I hope, yeah. So if you're using Seint, you know, see if maybe you can adjust that contour shade. All right, what we're gonna do next is, like I say, we're gonna tap in to my color corrector shade, my camouflaging shade, I like to call it. And I'm just gonna put that really, a very light amount underneath my eyes. I don't have a lot of discoloration under my eyes, but I sure do on my eyelids. And just neutralize out some of that around the nose. So you just look at your own face. What's so great is to have more than one shade of foundation, so I don't have to layer a ton of products on top of themselves. I just have these highlight shades that are gonna work no matter what. Again, I'm using the term highlight and foundation. I'm interchanging that word. But basically it's just cream foundation in different tones that are going to be used in different places on your face where you need it. Because, hey, unless you're about 16 years old, most of us don't have one porcelain evened out skin tone. We have so many different colors. So that's that. Next step, let's go to the next shade. Let's do moving down. Darkest shade, warmest shade. Now I go to my main shade, pick up my main brush, just tap in. And I'm going to pretty much apply it and blend it as I go. Again, I like to do this application, the applying and blending as I go, because I like to wear my makeup a little bit lighter. I don't want to over apply it. It's easier for me to build makeup. I think everybody, it's easier to add than it is to take away. So I use this brush by just tapping lightly, just a couple little taps, and then looking at my face, determining where do I need a little extra coverage, tap, tap. And this is just my main shade. And you can overlap. It's not like saying that you can't overlap your shades. I think what you want to do is you just want to get everything to blend together seamlessly. That's the key. And with cream makeup, you can do that. So at this point, I'll just take that brush and just do a little extra blending, just kind of tapping around. Again, I'm not adding makeup at this point right now. I'm just tapping over because the makeup's warming up on my skin. I'm naturally already hot this morning and I'm just blending that together. See that nice glow you're getting? Okay, so then moving down into my lightest shade. This again, it's just a foundation or highlight shade. This is a much lighter shade that I'm gonna use not necessarily as a concealer, because this shade, if I put it directly on dark areas on my face, like a sunspot or under eye, it's not gonna conceal unless I had color corrected first. I'm actually using this as more of a brightener or an accent shade to pull forward this part of my face. And once that is on, again, you can just go back in with this brush. I want you to take note that I'm not cleaning this brush off in between blending or changing colors, because if you're using your makeup properly with the right brushes like this, our brushes are made to pick up this cream makeup, you're not going to load this brush full of liquid or it's just picking up just the amount of makeup you need. It's applying it to your face. When you go to use it again, it comes off the brush onto your face. That's what I'm trying to say. So you don't need to clean this brush in between. Now I do clean my brushes once a week with a brush cleanser to deep clean them, sanitize them, and all that fun stuff. But in between, no changing. That's a question I always get. So, okay. Makeup is on. Main makeup is on. Let me double check. I'm losing my light here. It's rainy today. Little chilly here in Idaho and kind of overcast, but sitting in front of a natural lit window, it works great. And I do want to tell you, I am a filter-free makeup artist with Seint. I don't use filters. This is my skin in front of a window. I try not to also use any ring lights. I want you to see the makeup. I want you to see my skin tone. I want you to see what it looks like. Okay, there's no, very trying to keep it real here, whether you'll want to see it or not. All right. Next thing, let's do some color. Let's add some lip and cheek. And I love our lip and cheek shades because you can use them for cheek color, lip. You can use them as eyeshadow if you want. Let me go here. Let me see here. Let me test this out. Okay. That shade there is what we like to call one of the satin shades, meaning it's more matte. It's much more pigmented. This one's called Sandstone. It's very sands, but look at that. So I just tap a little bit right above my contour. Just a couple, very pigmented makeup. Also buildable, remember, you can always add more. It's easier to add than to take away. Same brush, I'm not cleaning it. I'm just going to start tapping right over that color and it starts to move. Pull it up towards your temple. Kind of do a little, mix it in with your contour. Try not to swipe. I'm of the school, I'm in the tapping and pouncing school versus the swiping school, just because I am a more mature woman. I'm 56, and so I like to tap and press my makeup in. And but if your makeup works well when you do this kind of swiping or rubbing, then just experiment. We all have different skin tones. We all have different face, skin things that are going on. So easy, right? A little bit of lip, a little bit of cheek. Illuminator. Now, don't get this confused with your highlight or your brightener or concealer. Illuminator in our name game, this one's called Honey. Can you see? It's just almost a sheer, they come in different shade tones. This one is called Honey. And if you can see it, it's just this kind of goldy honey, very sheer. Let me grab my perfector sponge just to kind of press it in a bit. But I'm just putting it at the highest part of my cheekbone. So when you turn, I like the glow. I want the glow at my age. I really want that illumination. Put a little bit down the tip of my nose. I can put some up underneath my brow. This is just where you want to add just a little shimmer, just a little sheer glow. Another thing I love about these is that if you want to tone down or frostify your lip colors, tap over and you can make a really pretty frosted lip color by adding one of your illuminators. They come in tons of different tones, tons of different colors. Okay, basic set. I use 2 brushes. You can get away with just one. This is what I color match my clients to, is a number 12 palette, at least this brush here. And I do recommend you get our setting spray. So make sure you either have your own setting spray that works with cream makeup, meaning it's it doesn't have a lot of silicone in it. Most setting sprays will work. Just look at them and try them out. Use up what you have, and then if you need to, you can then add the setting spray too later. Make sure when you use setting spray, especially ours, that you shake it up really, really well. You want to build up some pressure in there. And all you do then is make sure it's aiming your face. Close your eyes and mouth, and I'm just gonna do kind of like a little X and a little up and down. So I'll be right back. Pump down and just spritz your face. It's gonna be a little wet. You can fan it, just let it air dry. But what that does is the Seint cream makeup sits on top of your skin. That's what gives it the glow. That's what lets your skin breathe. That's what makes it so movable and blendable. But until you set it, it's gonna kind of stay movable and blendable. So make sure you set your makeup. If you need extra setting, let's say you have a really oily skin or combination skin, or you know you're gonna be out and about on a really hot, humid day and you want a little extra, you can take some translucent setting powder, and after you set with your setting spray, you can tap on some translucent setting powder just in a few areas where you need it, dust off the excess. So good to go. I would love to know if you have any questions. I wanted to keep this quick, basic, just introduce you to it if you're brand new. If you are just now joining and hopping on, my name's Karen Leon. I'm here on Instagram. And if you are interested, make sure you give me a follow. If you would like to know more about getting that free color match, again, message me or just reach out to me later when we're done here. I'll save this video on my feed in case you want to watch it later. Then you can fast forward through the parts that you want to know more about and ask me any questions. Please do. I'll stay on for, just a little bit here, a few extra seconds. I'm going to scroll through the comments, see if I missed any questions from anyone. Please, if I do miss your question, you can ask me, reach out to me after the live here. So appreciate y'all for joining and for being here. And I just see lots of comments about using contour, light contour. Thank you. Great job. Okay, I don't see any. And if I did miss your question, I apologize. Reach out to me, let me know. Have a great day, happy Thursday, and feel free to message me at any time. Okay, take care, bye.